Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Fat Life. In this episode of Good Fat Life, we dive into the wild, wonderful world of aging in spurts. Those surprising moments when your body, mind, or spirit shifts seemingly overnight. We'll explore how to spot a spurt, what to do when you're in one, and how to navigate these changes with grace, humor, and of course, good fats like avocados, nuts, and fish. Some good sleep and maybe some good movement and all of those things in between. When my kids were little, we called it getting out of their bodies. Like they'd be moving along, they'd be great, everything was flowing, easy, and then all of a sudden it's like this other kid inhabited them. In fact, my son, when he could talk, he would say, monsters are in me, monsters are in me. So move fast forward. So we just called them, they're out of their body. They'll get over it in a few months and moved on. Well, so lately I've been having like these little things, like all of a sudden I walk into a room and I really can't remember why I'm there. And it's different than it used to be, or my clothes don't fit the same. Or recently I started having like chest pains where I thought I was having a heart attack and then I'd burp. And it was just like, what the heck is going on here? And I even asked one of my healthcare providers if you could go through menopause twice. And she kind of laughed and said, oh, sure. Anyway, thanks to my research skills with working on my PhD, I said, let's check this out. Let's see what's going on here. Well, what I found is that since when we're born till we die, we age in spurts. It's a very normal thing, but we have this attitude like we age consistently, but we don't. We age in spurts. Now, if that phrase sounds unfamiliar but feels oddly accurate, let me talk about the things that your body has been really trying to get your attention on. So what's a spurt? It's the opposite of what we've been told about aging. We've been conditioned to think it's a slow, steady, I'll say, change, right? But real life aging, it's more like a coast. It's like coast along and then boom, everything changes. And then you kind of adjust and then boom, it changes again. So spurts, they're those sudden shifts in how we think, how we feel, and how we move. They come with no warning and they don't care about your to-do list. They don't care about anything. They just come and now we have to deal with it. But they're surprisingly common. But I never heard about it until I started doing research around it. So these are signs you might be in one. These are a few of the clues. So you used to sleep like a rock. Now you wake up every night at 3:14 a.m. And it's like, what the heck? I used to sleep amazingly well. Or like I said, your digestion, I feel like I'm having a spurt now. It's like suddenly words that were easy for me to say, I have a hard time articulating. And that was one of the things that motivated me to do some research, because it's like, oh, what the heck? Am I getting Alzheimer's or something? What's happening? I can't articulate the same. Like I said, sometimes I get these pains and it's like, oh my gosh, am I having a heart attack? And then I just kind of like go into a quiet mode for a minute and then I burp and then I'm fine. Your pants don't fit the same. It's like, what the heck is this? But you might weigh the same. Your mood swings come and go. You might be feeling amazingly amazing, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just want to crawl in a ball and hide. So you find yourself Googling things. Oh my gosh, this one. Why does my hairline itch? So my husband started scratching his head a lot. And I was like, would you stop it? Stop it. And then when I found that that's part of spurts, I felt really bad. So anyways, but then I was having the same thing, like my back was itchy, my mid-back. And I even went to the dermatologist to have it checked because I saw that you could have like kidney or liver issues if your body was itchy. And they said, no, there's nothing here. Well, I find that that's a sign of a spurt. So anyways, so that's a spurt, and why they happen is because our hormones are changing again. It could be stress or trauma or life transition. You can have a new career, you can have an empty nest, you can have a big birthday. Something happens that changes big in your life. Those can trigger spurts. or they can just happen just because. So they're not always bad. It's just one of those things that they can be awakening. They can help you clarify things. They get our attention. They stop us. And I think anything that stops us, it's so easy to kind of like go along, where we can even get in a rut because we're just going along, and then something happens and it gets our attention. We have to, okay. So get curious. What's going on here? Like I had one the other day. I was with my kids we were riding bikes with my grandkids. And I was like, I can't even ride a bike hardly. And then I realized that after I doing my research, it's just a spurt. And so I was telling my neighbor about this, and she's like, "Oh, I have a bike. I was just sitting in my garage. You're welcome to take it and ride it." And so now I've got bike riding added to my movement snacks. So we can use it as those little things that we just spur us to do something different. And so what to do? Again, pause, don't panic. You're not broken. We like to think we're just upgrading. It's like a software reset. And get curious. Again, get curious, ask your body what it needs because it is changing. And again, it's not a bad change. It's just changing. And adjust your rituals. Like I said, we get into ruts, and this can help us move out of a rut. Add more good fats, maybe take a nap. Look for ways that you can be kind to yourself and adjust in a way that really supports your body being its best self. And of course, laugh. It has become hysterical. When things happen now, we just like, oh gosh, we're spurting, and make it fun. And know that you're not alone. This is just part of the human experience. So to help with this, we created a quiz, and we put it in our email. And if you're interested in taking the quiz to know if you're going through a spurt or not, it's like there's no judgment, but it's fun. And it was really eye-opening to take that quiz. And again, fun. Just send me an email, Sherri, Sherri, at goodfatlife.com, and we'll get that quiz out to you.
Hey, Sherri.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, if you don't mind me interrupting.
No.
Because I know, like, just on last week's episode, you had talked about scientific research, and part of getting your PhD and all that kind of stuff is that you like to research stuff and from a scientific spot. So when you got ready to research and find out about aging spurts, what led you to be into the aging spurts? What kind of queries did you do that you rolled it back into aging spurts? Do you remember that?
Well, so, I am a big fan of AI. And in this particular one, I like to use Perplexity because it gives you all of its sources. And great question, Johnny. It's kind of like evidence-based. I had seen a headline in the past couple of weeks that had said, "We age in spurts." And so I put that in as the research tool, because it was one of those things like, tell me more. And I hadn't had the chance to get to it. And then once again, something stupid happened this week where I was concerned. And I said, okay, I need to make this a priority to do some research around it.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah. So, but to your question, there's so much more evidence and research around how this really happens and what's happening. And so I'm going to dive a lot deeper into it. But I thought it would be fun to just kind of like plant the seeds and get started now, today, right?
Because I think that most people just think about growth spurts, but not really. I guess you would relate a growth spurt maybe to an aging spurt type of thing, like when you're a kid and you all of a sudden stretch and you go and your bones are growing, they're aching and things like that, right? Because you're getting longer and things, but not really relating it so much as aging as you get older. You're going through there where I guess things are happening to your body. You're getting shorter.
Right.
Just different things like that are happening. Your memory, right? Because I'm sure lots of people are concerned about, memory loss, Alzheimer's, things like that if you're getting that. And so, just realizing that it could be something like that, but it could just be an aging spurt where you're just going to come back out the other side in, a month or 2 weeks or whatever, and just like nothing happened different.
Right. Or you adjust. That's a great analogy, because when you think about it, growth spurts are just our body changing, right? We're growing, we're changing, we're shifting, we're going through puberty, we're whatever. So that's just a change that's happening in our body. And we all know and understand that. And we give ourselves grace. We give our kids grace when they're going through it because their bodies are changing, right? They're out of their body, but they're growing. It's no different as we age. Our bodies are just changing. I find, and the research shows this too, is that when we understand what's happening, then you go, oh, okay, I'm just going through a spurt. And what does that look like? And how can I alter how my rituals or my daily habits or what I do or eat or sleep or whatever move so that I can accommodate it gracefully and then move into that next space.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. Every time I learn something like this, it's like I actually have to pause and just be in awe of how exquisitely we are designed, right? There's nothing accidental about us. Aging, I just want to remind everyone that aging is not declining. It's just a series of invitations to step into this next phase of our life. And we were designed to be amazing as we age. Our hormones are changing, but they're changing to support us to living life for us because our kids are grown. We've done that life. And for lots of people, they're moving into years where they're not having to worry as much about a career and can do other things, maybe second careers, gardening, all kinds of things. But use this as, a way to just be present with who you are, who your body is, the magnificence of your body, and know that you're doing great. So just keep showing up, keep nourishing yourself, and keep living the good fat life. And don't forget to check out goodfatlife.com. Lots of really cool things happening there. And also to really remember having your self-care team, right? So part of my self-care team is hands-on health. And I said, my back was creaking a little bit. I go get an adjustment and I always feel amazing. They take such good care of me and my body and my mental health and all that's good. So check out Hands on Health. So on that, go live your good fat life and enjoy your spurts.